Hello students. So again our lecture Python programming. In today's session we are going to start with chapter number 4 of unit 1. In that we are going to learn the topics like for loop, while loop, nested loop in Python. So basically we have already seen for loop, while loop in other programming languages like C and C++ also. So same type of for and while loop is also there in case of Python programming, but again there is a twist with a for loop and while loop. So first we are going to start with the while loop. I have given the syntax on the displayed side. That is syntax, we just have to write down the while. After while we will write down the expression or condition which we want to write, and after that there is a colon, and once the expression or condition is true, whatever statement we want to execute, that we will write in the indented manner inside while loop. So from the example you will have clear idea about while loop. So example I have given in a square bracket. First, as in case of other languages, we have seen the loop. So in loop there are three important things, that is initialization of variable, after we write the condition, and after that we will having increment and decrement. So similarly here also we are having the same options. That is, first we have to initialize the particular variable, counter variable, which we are going to use in while. So if you notice the program, this program is just to display hello geek sentence 3 times. So counter is initialized to 0, that is count equal to 0. After that while space into round bracket condition we have written, we want to display the hello geek sentence 3 times, means we want to increment the count 0, 1, 2, 3 times we want to include, till 2 only we will increase. So for that the condition written as count less than 3. If you are initializing count to 1, then you have to write down condition as count less than equal to 3. Equal to will be there. Okay. So this is totally depend on you. We want to display the sentence 3 times. So you can start with any number. You can initialize the count with the any number. Just you have to see to it that it the condition is very important when you are writing in while expression. So now in this case we have started count with 0, and this is the reason why condition is written as count less than 3. If you are starting with 1, so count less than equal to 3. After that inside while loop we are having two sentences, that is count equal to count plus 1, and after that we are having print statement. So now first we have increment the count variable, and after that we have printed the statement. If you want you can exchange the statement also, that is first you can write a print hello geek statement, and after that you will write count statement. So because of count equal to count plus 1, the value of count will be increased by 1. There is one important thing, in other programming languages we are having plus plus, that is increment and decrement operator, but in case of Python we don't have that operator. So to increase value of any variable by 1, we can simply make use of arithmetic operator or shorthand arithmetic operator, that is count equal to count plus 1. In place of that you can write count plus equal to 1 also. Both will perform the same. Again indentation is important. First inside while loop we have incremented the count value by 1, and exactly below that count statement we have written print. If that particular print statement was present below the while, means it is considered as outside of the while loop. So indentation is very important in Python. So this is like normal C++ loop only, which we have seen. Then there is a twist, as I said, in this is again new thing which is present or available only in case of Python. In other programming languages we are using if else statement, but they are part of any loop like while loop or for loop. But now we are using while along with the else, and it's not like that else is inside the while loop. It is a part of while loop, means if while's condition is false, then the else part will be going to get executed. So again syntax I have given. We are having while, then the condition, If the condition is true, then we want to display the sentences. So just write down the sentences in the indented format, and exactly below the while we are having else and then colon and then the statement which we want to execute. From the example, it will be clear to you that how this while else loop executes. So again, count equal to 0 we have initialized. After that, in while we have written the condition as count less than 3. If this condition is true, then we want to display two sentences, that is increment the value of count by 1. For that we have written count equal to count plus 1, and after that printf statement is used to display the hello group. Okay, and along with while we are having else part also, that is else colon, we have written or we want to print a statement in else block. So output will be first while block will execute, and when the condition which we have written along with the while is failed, then and then only else part will execute. So it is not necessary that while means we can say that ki whenever you want something like this, that is you want to display some sentences which are present inside while loop, and after execution of that statement you want to display some code which is compulsory to execute, so that code we can write in the else part. Okay, so it is actually similar to if else only, but in case of if else, what happened, if the condition is true then if part executed, if it is false then else part executed. But in case of while, definitely we are going to write the proper condition only, which is going to be true for certain number of times. So after that condition is false, then the else part will execute. So anyhow else part is going to get execute only. If the condition along with the while is false, then only the statement which is present in the else will execute, and if the condition which we have written along with the while is true, then along with while code the else part is also going to get executed. So as in this example we have taken the positive positive feedback, that is in this case our while is also going to be true for certain number of times, and after that else part will get executed. So this is using else statement with while, and this is the new thing in case of Python. After that, single statement while block, that is if you don't want to write the statement which we want to execute inside the while loop or in the indented manner, then we are having one more option. But normally when we write single statement while loop, then we can be able to print only single statement. So if there is a condition or there is a requirement that if the specific condition which you have written along with the while loop, and after that condition is true, you want to display only a single sentence, then in that case you can make use of single statement while block. Otherwise you have to make use of the statements or loop which we have seen in previous slides. So just see the example. We have initialized count equal to 0. While count equal to 0, this condition is true, then I want to display hello geek message. So on the same line we will write down the sentence, that is while into round bracket we have specified the condition, after condition put colon, and after colon you will write down the statement which you want to print. So basically actually 99% we never make use of single statement while block, because normally what happened, it goes into infinite manner, that is this is never ending while loop. So normally we are not going to make use of such type of while loop. After that we are having for loop. Again for loop is also similar to other programming languages like its execution. In other programming languages we write down the for. After for we are having I equal to 0, then semicolon I less than n, semicolon I plus plus, that is initialization, condition and increment decrement. This is the normal syntax for C language or C++ language. But in case of Python we are having some different format. So just see the syntax. Syntax is for, after that we will write down the iterator underscore var. So iterator underscore var is nothing but the name of the variable. After that we have to write in keyword. So in case of Python, it is not just a for loop, actually its name is for in loop. because in keyword is also important. And after in you can make use of, there is range function, or you can make use of any number which you want to display. Okay, and after the sequence put colon, and after colon in indented manner write down the statements which are part of for loop. So just see the example. There is one variable n, that is a kind of counter variable only, which we have initialized to 4. After that for keyword, then write down the name of the variable, whatever you want. Normally for loop we are making use of ing variable. So here also I have used the same variable for I. Then in keyword is compulsory, and after in we are having range. Range into round bracket, we have started the range from 0. Means in place of 0 you can take any number, but now we have started with 0 comma n. Okay, and after that the statement which we want to execute, that is print of I. Here we don't need to make use of I++ operator, because in case of Python for loop we can say that it is smarter for loop, or Python is smart language. So it will automatically perform the increment function or increment operation. We don't need to specify I++ like that. So now we are having 0 comma n as a range. So just here important thing, when we put or when we make use of range function, now we have started the number with 0, and it will the loop will iterate till n minus 1. Just remember this thing. So now our value is n4. So when we are trying to print the value of I, first time we have initialized the we have provided the parameter in range function, that is 0. So value of I will be printed first as 0. After that it will be 1, 2 till 3, because n indicates nothing but the number of numbers we want to display, right? It indicates the count. So we want to display 4 numbers. Okay, so from 0 we have started, so it will display 0, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 4 numbers which will get printed on the screen. So this is range function. After that again we can have else statement along with for also. So for that I have taken example as list equal to, list is nothing but array, as we are having array in other programming languages C and C++. Similarly in Python we are having list. List will behave like a array only. When we want to initialize the list, we will make use of square bracket, and within square bracket we will provide the values or list of numbers with the comma separated list. So definitely the first element of list will be having index number as 0, 1, 2, 3, like that there is a numbering. So it will always start with the 0. So now in this program we have used for. After that index is nothing but name of our variable. In range into round bracket we have written len of list. Len, we can say that it is a property of list with the help of which you can get the length of the list. So if you notice the list, we are having 3 elements, gigs, for, gigs, right? So there are, what will be the length of list? It is nothing but the 3. So for index in range into round bracket length of list, that is range of 3, means range of 3 means we want to display the 3 elements which are part of what, which are part of list. Okay, so always remember that when we use the range function, the first number which is stored inside the for variable, it will start with the 0. From 0, 1, 2 it will go on, because length of the list is 3. So definitely the last index value which our printing statement is going to print, that is nothing but the n minus 1, that is length of list minus 1. Okay, so index always start with the 0. So 0, 1, 2. So there are total 3 elements that will get displayed. So print, after that what value we have printed, list into round bracket index. So first index value is 0. So list of 0, which is the element at list of 0 index, gigs, that will get printed. After automatically incrementation, index will be 1. So again on new line 4, that is second element of list, will get printed. Again automatic incrementation will perform, because of which now index will be 2. So on at 2 index we are having again gigs as a value, right? So that will get displayed. And again after that there is automatic incrementation, but the condition will be false, because it will go like I less than 3. So we have started with 0, 1, 2. So definitely after incrementation 3 less than 3, this condition is going to get false. And once the condition is false, we will jump to the else part of for loop. So in else part we are having inside else block statement, so that will get displayed. So like in this manner the for loop along with the else statement will work. Just remember that 99% we make use of range function whenever we are using for loop in Python language. So just remember that in range function, whatever value you provide, our first index value or first number which will be printed, that will start from 0 till the value which we have specified as a parameter in range function -1. So remember, so in range if we are having 4 as a value, so it will display the data as 0, 1, 2, 3. And if you don't want to start by default 0 value, then we have one more option, that is first example which we have seen. Into range you have to specify the first value which you want to display. Means if you want to start displaying the number from 1, so just write down the 1. But again it will display, that is 1, 4. So 1, 2, 3, that much numbers are going to get displayed. Just remember that. 4 minus 1, that is 3. Till 3 it will be true. So this is for loop. After that we are having nested for loop. Nested for loop means already we have seen the pattern programs which we have seen in C and C++ language, that is we have printed the star. Similarly in Python also we are having nested loops. We can make nested loop for also and while also. Now for in this example I have given for, that is nested for loop we are going to see. So again the execution is similar to other languages. Okay. So for, after that variable name in sequence colon, again we will be having for, but it is inside for, so we just need to put indentation before that for. So let's see the example so that it will be clear to you. Syntax, I hope it is clear to you. For, after that we have to write down the variable name, then make use of in keyword. After in keyword just make use of sequence. So sequence means it can be range function, it can be list, tuples, any data type you can make use of which you have initialized. So now in this example we have imported one namespace or one package, that is from, then 2 times underscore future, then again 2 times underscore import. After that print underscore function. From for what we have started, for I in range. So our range is 1, 5. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember this. As you all know that in other programming language we have already seen the nested for loop. So first for loop always indicate the row, and the second for loop, or we can say that the inner for loop always represent columns. So if you notice the output, how many rows are there? 4 rows. So if you want to display the data till 4 rows, then we will provide the values or parameters inside range function as 1, 5. As I told you, if you are writing 0, then it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there will be 5 rows. But what? How many rows are there in the output? 4 only. So this is the reason why in range function we have started with 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there will be only 4 rows. Inside that for j in range of I. I means, as we always we have seen in C language, that is we always compare the inner for loop condition with the I. So for the same we have written this. That is j will start with the value of I. That is initially I is 1. So j is 1. So on first row, first column we have printed the value of I, that is 1 will get printed. After that j will be incremented by 1, so 2. but 2 less than 1 condition is false. Once the inner for loops condition is false, then the statement which is present inside uh, outer for loop will get executed. So once inner for loop, as we have seen the first iteration of I and j is 1, so 1 is printed on first row first column. After that, because of automatic incrementation, j will be 2, but 2 less than 1 the condition is false, because of which the statement outside of for j will be print, that will get executed, means our cursor will point to the new line, and again now I will be incremented, that is i's value will be 2. Okay, so j will start with the 2, j will again start with the 1. So 1 less than 2 condition is true, and because of which print I. So print I means 2 is printed, and after 2 printing I, we have used end equal to within single quote space. So it is used to give space after 2. So after 2 space will be displayed. Again there will be automatic incrementation, because of which j equal to 2. Again 2 less than equal to 2 condition is true, right? So because of this, the second time 2 on the second row second column will be printed. Again because of j plus plus, now j is 3, but 3 less than equal to 2, the condition is false, right? Then again we will execute the print statement, means we are again jump to the new line. Now I will become 3, okay, and j again start with the 1. So how many time the condition is going to be true? 1, 2, 3, 3 times. So 3 times 3 will get printed. We are printing the value of I, not j. If you are printing the value of j, then you will get to see the different output. You will see the output as on first row 1 will be there, on second row 1, 2 will be there, on third row 1, 2, 3 will be there, on fourth row 1, 2, 3, 4 will be there. Like that you will get output if you are printing j in place of I. So according to the output we need to print the values. And if you want to print the stars, then in place of I, just within a single quotes write down the star, then star will be printed in place of numbers. Now we are having 4 rows. If you want to have 5 rows, so in range function, in place of 1 comma 5 you will write 1 comma 6. So 6 means 5 times the loop will get executed. So like that it is totally execution of nested for loop or normal for loop or normal while loop is same like in other programming languages we are having, but the difference only is in syntax, otherwise execution is same. Okay, so this is our nested for loop program. So this much is there in today's session. We will see more programs on nested loop, that is we are going to see the different patterns to draw with the help of nested loop, that we will start with the next lecture. Actually, if you check your notebook, textbook, if you are having, there are so many topics which we have covered in these online sessions are not there. But as we have decided that we have to learn Python properly, that is small things are Python also we want to cover, which are not there, which are not present in the textbooks. So that I am trying to cover. So we will have more examples on nested loop in next lecture. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.